The centre's decision last week to massively hike domestic gas prices has met with strong opposition from across the political spectrum. The hike means that you'll pay more for electricity, piped gas and CNG that will push up auto and bus fares as well. The BJP and the left argue that this will hurt the common man, but the government argues that the hike was needed to end India's dependence on expensive gas imports. Sandeep Pukan has more.
There's no gas field in the world that charges $8.4 per unit of gas. CPIM MP Tapan Sen has told the Prime Minister in a letter. The left alleges UPA's decision to increase gas prices has been done to favour private players.
एक निजी कंपनी के फायदे के लिए, मुनाफे के लिए हमारे देश में किसानों के लिए जो खाद का दाम है वो बढ़ने वाला है.
Though the BJP has been mysteriously silent on the gas price hike, it has slammed the UPA's economic mismanagement.
डॉलर के मुकाबले रुपए की कीमत लगातार गिरती जा रही है, जिसके परिणाम स्वरूप हमारे देश की इकोनॉमी पर दबाव बढ़ता जा रहा है.
The government claims the hike will fuel UPA's economic revival plan.
The government is now biting the bullet and taking these hard decisions because we need to increase the production of gas. We also need to increase the production of power.
The government's logic is more gas can be used to generate more power, and that will mean higher industrial production, more jobs and more income. It will also attract foreign investment and dollars, something the government desperately needs to reduce its ever-growing trade deficit.
In terms of pure investment sentiment, and will you see dollars flowing in tomorrow? No. But will this lead to investment in exploration and more interest when India bids out its gas fields? Possibly, yes.
But politically, is this suicide? Higher gas prices also means higher power bills, higher transport costs, so higher food inflation, and costlier farm goods like fertilizers. All this just before the elections. The decision to hike gas prices is perhaps a calculated risk the UPA is taking. The government would hope that populist schemes like food security and land acquisition will do the trick for them. And most certainly, it would hope that by election time the economy improves and reverses the negative sentiment. In New Delhi, Sandeep Pukan, NDTV.
Well, joining us on this discussion tonight, we have senior left leader Nilotpal Basu with us, also Gurcharan Das joining us, author of India Grows at Night. Let me first ask Mr. Bharat Bhushan here first. This decision has come in from strong criticism politically, of course, but we understand there was also strong opposition to it from within the government. Now, is this something that was necessary economically to do, or is it something that's been done to favour a particular corporate house, Reliance, as others have alleged?
Look, please remember that Jaipal Reddy was moved out of this ministry because he refused to take this decision. Okay, my respect for Jaipal goes up that he stood up to this. This is a systematic transfer of money from the public exchequer to gas producing companies, Reliance being one of them, but ONGC and others are also there. There was no need to do it now. Gas prices could have been increased next year. You see what's happening in the international market. There was no need to peg the prices to dollar at a time when the rupee is sinking. The government says that we are only fixing output prices for gas companies, and input prices will be decided later, which means for fertilizer and for electricity generation, gas-based electricity generation, you will give subsidies. Where will that money come from? That will come from your taxes and mine. I mean, it's a ridiculous decision. It's really favouring certain business houses. This is a business-friendly government, corporate-friendly government. It's not a people-friendly government.
Mr. Venkaiah Naidu, why haven't we heard more outrage on this from the BJP? We've heard the left certainly talking about it in a big way, but the BJP hasn't been as strong on this as the left has.
Nidhi, as I have already informed you, I have to go for another appointment, but before that I will make my point. You please recall, I was the first person to criticize the booster of Sri Jaipal Reddy from the portfolio of petroleum and natural gas on record. Secondly, the left have their own view on business, on industry, and we have our own view. But the government is not able to explain to the people how this decision is justified. After all, the common man, the farmer, the commuter, and the people who are paying electricity bill, they are already overburdened and they are all restive. Now with this decision, the prices of the electricity will go up, the prices of the transport system in the country will go up, and more particularly the prices of fertilizers, which have increased already 300%. I come from an agriculture background. I can understand the price of DAP, the price of urea, the price of all other fertilizers. They have gone up like anything. Government is countering by saying we have increased the MSP. MSP is increased by 30%, 60%, and the prices of fertilizers are increased by 300%.